Hello everyone, this video is going to explain the difference between a PMD, PMX, and X model and how to use them as well as other features. The first thing you want to know about a PMD model is very outdated. It does not support SPA mapping. It doesn't support much IK bone rigs. You cannot use bone morphs for a model facial and all that good jazz. It has basically all the improvements that PMX models have, so it is not usable for most motion data, so it's recommended that you use the PMX rig over PMD any day. PMD is just so far outdated that it's just not good to use anymore. So you may ask yourself, how do I use a PMD model or a PMX model? Once you have loaded your model, we shall begin. Once you have clicked on a bone, click Rotate, move it, then click Register in the Bone Manipulation tab, and keep doing this until you post your model. Go to Select All and Register, then move to the next frame that you want to move the model to. I'll go to frame 11, click this bone, move her down about here, go next to frame 19, then move her up about here, click Register, type in the keyframes in these boxes right below in the up bottom right, click Repeat, and click Play. As you can see here, the model is now fluidly moving. Now go back to frame 0, go back to camera, go to load your mic option, or mic model, whatever you want to call it in this instance. As you can see here, the X model has no bones and will not be posable like the PMD or PMX model. So to pose with it, you want to click the ground tab, go to your model, click center, go to any bone that you want to. In this case, I'll go to a wrist. Now, change the Y value, in this case, negative 0.6, and click Register. Now, how do you move the X model separately or independently? You can change it, depending on the model, it varies, and depending on which pose it's at, varies greatly. So, as you can see here, going here, I will move the model. I guess I'll move her wrist bone. Do that. Move the mic along with it. Now, if I want to make it look like she's going to drop it, I can go back to the camera tab, go to the Y-axis, and this is where it's very tedious. To make the mic look like it's moving on its own, you have to move it each individual frame, which is very tedious. So in this instance, I'll go to here, move it about -3. As you can see here, it'll just teleport that frame on the keyframe. So what is the difference between a X-file stage, which I'll show you in just a second. As you can see here, the background stage has a mirror-like or TV effect. Go to TV, go to screen capture, go to 1, 2, or 3, which in this case I'll go with 2. I'll select the model again, click the movement bone, jiggle her. As you can see here, the TV is mimicking what I'm doing in the front or forward, whatever you want to call it, foreground. Now, here's a iffy thing I noticed with this kind of model. So we'll load Raycast for a moment. Give it a few seconds. Now I need to load the effects. Yeah, X models have some issues with this, so it's recommended do not use X models with Raycast. if using ToonShade or something else is perfectly fine, you can use your model that way. But yeah, here's another thing I noticed with the X models that you may not be aware of. Let's slow the skybox quickly. Yes. Yeah, the X model can teleport, which is strange, but it does happen. This is pretty much the main difference between a PMD, PMX, and X model. If you have any questions or need further explanations on what other differences there are and how to use them, I'd be happy to answer your questions. So, later.